Now question number 11, that is amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians, that is amphibios of plant kingdom. Answer is Bryophyta. Why they are called amphibians? They are first terrestrial plant. First of all, they are first terrestrial plant. First terrestrial plant. Second, they prefer to live in moist, shady habitat. Moist, shady habitat. Third, at the time of fertilization, they require water. They need water, require water at the time of fertilization. This is compulsion. At the time of fertilization. That is, their fertilization takes place within water. Male structure releases male gamete in water, and male gamete in water represent their aquatic ancestry. Male structure, that is antheridium. Releases male gamete in water. So, at the time of fertilization or at the time of sexual reproduction, water is essential. And male gamete in water represents their aquatic ancestry. This represents their aquatic ancestry. That is, bryophyte ancestors are aquatic. Aquatic ancestry is represented by their male gamete in water. So, that is why they are called amphibians of plant kingdom. In normal course, we can say that is vegetative stage is terrestrial, but at the time of sexual reproduction, water is essential. That is why they are called amphibians. And these are non-vascular amphibians. Bryophytes are non-vascular amphibians. They don't have true vascular tissue. They are non-vascular amphibians. Pteridophytes also release water. Pteridophytes also release male gametes in water, and for pteridophytes, vascular tissue is present. So, we can say them vascular amphibians. They are called vascular amphibians. Vascular amphibians. This is applicable for pteridophytes. They have true vascular tissue. This is the difference between bryo and pterido. Both release their male gamete in water. That is, sexual reproduction requires water in pterido as well as in bryophyte. But there is a difference. Bryophytes are non-vascular. They don't have true vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Whereas pteridophytes, they have true vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. And in angiosperm and gymnosperm, here fertilization takes place by means of pollen tube. Not necessarily, the water is not essential for them. Pollen tube carries male gamete. Pollen tube carries male gamete in gymno and angio. So, finally, question number 11, answer is bryophyte, who play an important role in plant succession on barren rock. Plant succession, the portion of ecology, and if it is on barren rock, it is called a lithosphere. Development of succession on barren rock is called lithosphere. And when we study the lithosphere or sequence, pioneers are lichens in barren rock. Pioneers are lichens in barren rock. Then lichens are replaced by bryophyte there. Second one is bryophyte. Second one is bryophytes. So bryophytes are concerned with the development of plant succession over rock. That is lithosphere. That is lithosphere. Now, main plant body of bryophyte, haploid gametophyte. This answer is correct. That is haploid gametophyte. Listen one, bryophyta, then pteridophyta, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. Their main plant body, bryophyte, haploid, and gametophyte. Their main plant body. And the bryophyte gametophyte is highly advanced. It is most advanced type of gametophyte in plant kingdom that is seen in bryophyte. Pteridophyte main plant body, diploid sporophyte. Diploid sporophyte. Main plant body of pteridophyte, diploid sporophyte. It is also in gymno as well as in angio. Or if the main generation is haploid, then the alternating generation will be diploid. In bryophyte, if gametophyte is main generation, then sporophyte is as alternating generation. The sporophyte as alternating generation. Here sporophyte is main generation, then alternating is gametophyte. So, if gametophyte as main generation, then alternating is sporophyte. If sporophyte is as main generation, then alternating one is sporophyte. And it is seen in the bryo, pterido and gymno. But the gametophytic stage is extremely reduced in angiosperm. It is not very distinguishable. That is, gametophytic generation is in them, that is in case of gymno and angio both, but it is extremely reduced and seen number of times in their life history. So, as far as the body of bryophyte concerned, they are haploid gametophyte. Body of pterido, gymno and angio, in that case answer will be diploid sporophyte. Then come to the 14th question. Correct with respect to bryophyte. That is, body have rhizoids, that is thread-like structure. Suppose this is the thallus of Mercantia. Why it is thallus? Because it can't be distinguished into root, stem and leaf. And at the base you see fine thread-like structure. Fine thread-like structure due to which Mercantia is attached to substratum. So, rhizoids are present in bryophyte. They may be uni or multi, so first statement is right. Statement 1 is right, that is they may be unicellular or multicellular. Then Mercantia is dioecious. Mercantia is an example of bryophyte. It is the member of Hepaticopsida class. Mercantia is member of Hepaticopsida. This is the name of class of Mercantia, commonly known as liverwort, and they are dioecious. This is right. Why dioecious? That is, male and female reproductive structures are they are present on two different plant body. Male and female reproductive structures are on two different plant. So that's why it is dioecious. Third question, third option, sex organs. They are multicellular and jacketed. This is also correct. This is also correct. So, but natural, if we use the rejection method, then this will be rejected. The sporophyte is as alternating generation, diploid generation, and it is dependent on gametophyte. The sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte, maybe fully or partially. Short-lived, the sporophyte is short-lived and develops over the sporophyte. But as far as nourishment concerned, it is partially or fully dependent. For nourishment, it is partially or fully dependent. But for shelter, fully dependent. That is completely dependent over gametophyte for shelter, but for nourishment 50-50. That is maybe fully or maybe partially. What does it mean? Partial means water and minerals are obtained from gametophyte but able to prepare food by photosynthesis process. So, in this case, the fourth option is incorrect with respect to bryophyte. For why? That is free living sporophyte. The sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte. This is the correct answer. Bryophyte reduction division takes place or meiosis takes place. Very simple. Bryo-pteridogymnoangio. Bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and in angiosperm. In all these plants, meiosis takes place at the time of spore formation. Meiosis takes place at the time of spore formation. So, in that case, for bryo, pterido and gymnoangio for applicable for all. This is wrong. Zygote germinates at that time, wrong. Sporophyte produces a spore is right. I have already mentioned in all these three cases, meiosis takes place at the time of sporophyte, and but natural spore forming plant body is known as sporophyte. Fertilization is zooidogamous and water is essential. That is for bryo and pteridophyte. Let's discuss what is zooidogamy. Applicable for bryo and pteridophytes. That is gametophyte. Gametophyte, that is gamete producing plant body. Release male gamete in water. Release male gamete in water. Male gamete, this is G for gamete. They release male gamete in water, and these gametes are motile. These gametes are motile. The female reproductive structure of bryo and even pteridophyte is archegonium. This is female reproductive structure, archegonium. And within archegonium, the swollen portion is venter in which egg is located. This is egg or female gamete. This is egg or female gamete. This is the location of female gamete or egg. But it is present inside the archegonium, never comes out. It never comes out. Now, what happens? That is neck of archegonium secretes chemical. Neck of archegonium secretes chemical. And this chemical attracts male gamete. this chemical attracts male gametes. So they reach to the neck of archegonium because of chemotaxis. These male gametes show chemotaxis, that is chemical induced movement of locomotion. They show chemotaxis. That is, chemotactically active substance is secreted by the neck of archegonium, which attracts male gamete, That's why these male gametes via water transfer to the neck of archegonium. So their movement is chemotaxis, and male gametes, because they are motile, they reach themselves to the neck of archegonium for fertilization. So zoo indicates motility. Zoo word indicates motility. Zoo motility. And male gametes are motile and they reach to the neck of archegonium themselves. So fusion of motile male gamete with the egg cell present inside the neck of archegonium, this is called zoidogamy. That is known as zoidogamy. Zoo indicates motile. Male gamete motile reach to the neck of archegonium itself by flagellar movement and chemotaxis, then fuses with the egg cell inside the venter of archegonium. The for fusion, it reaches itself. Male gamete reaches itself. That's what is called zoidogamous type of fertilization. So in brief, in bryophytes, fertilization is cross due to protandrous. Second लिखेंगे second one internal, that is takes place inside the venter of archegonium. Third, zoidogamous, that is male gametes are motile, applicable for pterido also, and male gametes show chemotaxis. Male gametes show chemotaxis. These are all few major features of bryophytic and pteridophytic fertilization. Moss. They are the member of Bryopsida class. Bryopsida. Members of this class are called mosses. And one of the moss, that is sphagnum. This sphagnum has the tendency to store enormous amount of water. It is also called cotton moss. It is also known as cotton moss. It stores water. And one of the thing, that is, it is found in the boggy area, muddy area, and it get carbonized. That get carbonized in number of years. It takes for the number of years for the carbonization, and it becomes peat. So moss, that is as peat, answer is sphagnum. It is also called peat moss. Sphagnum is also called peat moss. So peat is actually due to sphagnum. Next one, embryophyte, that is those who are able to form embryo. They are called embryophyte. That is zygote develops into embryo without true vascular tissue. That is, they form embryo. That is, zygote develops into embryo in them. This line says, but they don't have xylem and phloem. Without xylem and phloem, in that case, the answer is only bryophyte. That is, they don't have vascular tissue, but they form embryo. Thallophytes do not form embryo. Pteridophytes form embryo and they are with vascular tissue. So this combination is not correct. pterido, gymno, angio, they all have vascular tissue and they form embryo also. So the question says without vascular tissue, then answer is bryophyte only. Archegoniate. Archegoniate, it is a group established by Tippo. This group was established by Oswald Tippo. Who established this group? Oswald Tippo. Oswald Tippo established this group. And for those in which female sex organ or reproductive organ is archegonium. Female sex organ is archegonium in them. Archegonium. And archegonium as female sex organ found in Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, in gymnosperm. Not in angio, not in thallo. So correct answer is third one, that is these are with archegonium. These are with archegonium. Archegonium is advanced and well developed in bryophyte, least developed in gymnosperm. Archegonium is well developed in bryophyte but least developed in gymnosperm. 20th question. Zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately because it forms embryo. This is applicable for all the cases. Bryo, pterido, gymno, angio. In all cases, this is applicable for all. That is, zygote develops into embryo. That's why it does not perform reduction division immediately. This is the diagram of sphagnum. This is the diagram of sphagnum actually. 21st question. The below given diagram. Again, I have already requested you, that is, learn each and every line of NCERT and see all the pictures in NCERT carefully and keep in your mind, this picture is seen in Bryophyta, in division Bryophyta, and it is a sphagnum actually. It is a sphagnum. Direct identification, that is sphagnum. Question number 22. Liverwort. Liverwort, Hepaticopsida. Which class is kept known as liverwort? Hepaticopsida. Hepaticopsida. All the members of this class, they are called Hepaticopsida. See this word, hepatic word is already for the liver. Hepatology, expertise of liver. Hepaticopsida includes Merkensia rixia. I am giving two examples for you. One is rixia and second is Merkensia. Both are thalloid green. And their body is dorsiventral. Thalloid green dorsiventral body. So here only one is asked, that is Merkensia. So answer number 1, that is Merkensia, is liverwort. Funaria moss. It is a bryophyte but moss. Funaria is kept under moss category. Selaginella pteridophyta. Lycopodium pteridophyta. Again pteridophyta. Whereas liverworts are bryophytes. Class Hepaticopsida. Asexual reproduction in liverwort takes place by, that is fragmentation, yes, death and decay of older part. If the body is fragmented, that is divides into two or more part, each of them is able to develop into new plant. And the second one, the body by the formation of a specialized structure gamete, yes, it is concerned with gamete formation is seen in Mercantia. Gamete formation is seen in Mercantia. They are seen over the dorsal surface of Mercantia. 8 like buds, 8 like stalked bud. 8 like stalked buds are called gamete. They are born inside the gamma cup. They are born inside the gamma cup. So here the answer is 1 and 2. Come to the 24th question. In moss, first stage the protonema. Yes, sure. It is directly developed from the spore. When spore germinates and a sporophyte produces a spore and this spore germinates to form protonema. So directly the answer is that is develops directly from a spore, developed directly from a spore. Protonema, filamentous structure, multi-celled filamentous structure like algae, not a algae, multi-celled filamentous structure like algae and seen in the life history of moss. Seen in the life history of moss. This stage resembles with the algae. This stage resembles with the algae. Foot seta capsule. When bryophyte, male gamete fuses with the female gamete, zygote is formed and zygote is diploid. And this activity takes place in venter of archegonium. This is venter of archegonium. This zygote develops into embryo also here. An embryo develops into sporophyte. Embryo develops into sporophyte. And this sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte for shelter but for nourishment partially dependent. And this sporophyte has 3 parts, that is elongated portion is seta, this elongated portion is seta and its basal portion is foot. By this portion it is embedded in the, this portion is embedded in the gametophytic tissue. And the upper portion is capsule. This is upper portion is capsule. The spore forming structure. Capsule is spore forming structure of sporophyte and these are the 3 parts, that is foot, seta and capsule. These are the 3 parts of final answer is sporophyte of funaria or moss. Sporophyte of funaria or moss. Even most of the bryophytes they have sporophyte and it is divisible into foot, seta and capsule. Capsule is a sporangia bearing region. Capsule is a sporangia bearing region and it produces spores by meiosis process. It produces spores by meiosis. So this is the question number 25. Thank you.